Hey guys, Legendary Grimlock here, and today we have Superman versus Deathwing. Let's begin. So, Superman is one of DC's most iconic characters. If not, do you know it? Just flat out, he's the most iconic character. You can even say he's up there, with Batman. He's displayed his legendary strength more than enough times, overpowering characters like Shazam, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Orion, and even the Lord of Apocalypse himself, Darkseid. He's been able to shatter planets, break objects that can move stars, and has even been able to shatter reality itself with his punches. Even being able to harm and draw blood from beings like Superboy Prime. So yeah, Superman is incredibly strong, also incredibly durable. He's taken Darkseid's Omega Beams, which are known to eradicate all forms of matter and disintegrate everything in his path. But actually, that's kind of correct because Darkseid can erase you from the timeline, so I guess that kind of counts or whatever. Well, anyway, that's besides the point, right? He's taken blows from Green Lantern Hal Jordan, who's the living embodiment of will, a beat down from Zod, and has been able to somewhat resist magical attacks. So, yeah. He's also incredibly fast. Being able to move faster than the speed of light has matched the speed of the Flash and has been confirmed the fourth fastest in DC Comics. Yeah, this dude is behind Wally, Barry, and Thawne in that order. And he's the fourth fastest being on the planet. So, yeah, that should say, excuse me. That should say a lot, okay? Superman, even while drained, has still been able to shatter moons like it's nothing, has even been able to fly towards the sun. As the events of Dark Crisis, he's putting his, he was able to save his son while crossing dimensions. So this dude pretty much just, came through a wormhole that was still on the other side of the DC multiverse, right? And he actually stops a punch from Doomsday. And as of recent comics, as in action, the most recent action comics, he's been able to at least move. Well, distance is irrelevant to him. Things like space, time has pretty much become irrelevant to him. It's just speed is pretty much like irrelevant at this point. He's faster than light to immeasurable speed is what he's basically saying here. Now, in terms of abilities, he has his heat vision. His heat vision has been able to not only block and deflect, but has sometimes overpowered Darkseid's Omega Beams. Been able to injure the likes of Doomsday, Martian Manhunter, and Wonder Woman. His cold breath can actually reach absolute zero temperatures. He's been able to freeze opponents, even been able to freeze Wonder Woman. He's turned it into freeze bullets before to attack the likes of Doomsday, Darkseid, and I believe it was Martian Manhunter at some point, or at least somebody. And he's also used his heat vision to counter magical attacks. Now, in the other corner, we have his opponent, Deathwing. Nathalion was one of the few aspect dragons, and actually if not the strongest aspect dragon to have ever walked the earth. He used to be such a benevolent warrior, but due to the corruption of the Titans, he was pretty much, changed as a whole and just, he got corrupted and turned evil. It's just a darn shame. So he's incredibly strong, right? Actually, these dragon aspects are some of the most powerful beings in the World of Warcraft universe, stronger than even the Elder Gods. This is due to the fact that Deathwing was able to defeat the main character in the series, right? And the main character, right, or at least you, the protagonist, had just defeated Yogg-Saron, who created the World of Warcraft universe. He's even been able to destroy other beings, such as orcs, goblins, and other, elves and humans, sorry. And here's the thing, right? These elves and humans were still able to create pocket universes like they were nothing. So this basically means that these guys are able to create their own pocket dimensions and even able to tear holes in the fabric of reality with their magic. Speaking of which, Deathwing is an incredible and powerful magical user. He's been able to overpower and even been able to mind control Alex Straza with his abilities, even has telepathy. He has magical fire, being able to use this fire to basically burn his opponents, okay? In terms of speed, he's easily many times faster than the speed of light, okay? This comes from beings who can rip open dimensions with their sheer speed, travel to dimensions with their speed, have been able to exceed and fly in space like it's nothing. You know, he just has it all here. So, yeah, let's begin here and let's talk about who I think would win between Superman and Deathwing. Now, easily, when it comes to the scaling, Deathwing is above the Elder Gods of the World of Warcraft universe. These guys are able to create the World of Warcraft universe. Sorry, multiverse, I should say. Each universe, right, being infinite in size. And unfortunately, due to DC's retcon into Dark Crisis Big Bang, we now know that their universes are finite, meaning that they're not infinite. They have a stopping point, and that is possibly the source wall, but Dark Crisis Big Bang did not go into full detail with it, what made these universes finite. Okay, but that still doesn't mean Superman isn't like a universal to out-of-versal character. He's been able to put beat downs on characters like Darkseid. He should be above characters like Shazam, who's been able to beat Yuga Khan, who's, well, should be around the same level, if not around the levels of base Darkseid, okay? He's even been able to at least harm a weakened Darkseid, weakened true Darkseid, by the way. And in all honesty, I think I explained this in my Argus video. The Darkseid has kind of been his true form since the New 52 started and kind of retcons everything. So, yeah, he's also been able to harm the Phantom Stranger before. Yeah, so Superman still has universal to out-of-versal level fee, so it's not even up for debate here. In terms of strength, I'd say these two are equal, okay? I definitely say these two are equal. However, Deathwing punches or blows will have more mass to it, so you could possibly say he's stronger. But again, I do think that without that, these two are equal. Speed easily goes to Superman. I don't think anyone's in the comment section is going to really complain about that. I mean, this guy is many times faster than light to irrelevant speed. Deathwing is pretty close to it, but I would say he's more or less in the many times faster than light department rather than irrelevant. In terms of durability, I would say Deathwing, because he stacked his durability over the years with magical abilities, even magical armor as well, which even the aspects couldn't break. So I would definitely have to say that he definitely takes durability. In terms of, let's see here, in terms of hexes, which I really think is going to be the crux of this video, I would have to say Deathwing takes that as well. And that's where this is going to be a problem for Superman, because he's vulnerable to magic. Well, I do think Superman can definitely counter some magical attacks with, you know, his heat vision like he's done before in the past here. He can't counter everything Deathwing does, except, you know, maybe by, like, using his speed to his advantage and maybe trying to get the upper hand on Deathwing. But Deathwing can just unleash, like, these massive AoE attacks that are just, you know, filled and blighted with magic. Plus, I think Deathwing's flying is much more destructive as well, meaning that if Superman doesn't take him out in the air, you know, instantly, he's gonna have a tough time, honestly. Deathwing's flight pretty much caused destruction across the entire planet like it was nothing. I mean, you guys see it here for yourself, or hopefully you guys do see it for yourself here. But Deathwing is simply just a much more destructive force than Superman. It's very possible that Superman will be getting weaker during this fight if they continue this in the air, due to the fact that Deathwing's power can kind of just spread all over the place. So imagine Superman and him flying, and then fire just starts covering the air. Superman flies through and he feels weaker and weaker by the second, right? This is due to the magical effect that Deathwing pretty much has. And even when Superman hits him, I do think he's going to feel some of that magical effect as well. So he's going to try to pretty much use his Frost Breath, which is countered by Deathwing's Fire Breath, which I would have to say is more powerful. And then he would have no choice to use his Heat Vision, which is honestly the, I have to say it's just the more easier way, probably the best countermeasure, honestly, to just, and probably the best countermeasure here as well. But at the end of the day here, if I had to give it to one person, I do favor Deathwing just due to the magical hacks and abilities that he has as well. If he did not have them, I would definitely say Superman eventually takes it due to his speed. But the sheer fact that, Deathwing has these hacks and abilities, these spells, these powers and abilities, he could pretty much use them to overwhelm Superman and just honestly just take the win. So at the end of the day, I would have to favor Deathwing at least the first 5 out of 10 times. High diff, with Superman taking another 5 out of 10 with extreme difficulty. So at the end of the day, Deathwing wins. But let me know what you guys think down below. Please comment down below, like and subscribe and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. And I will see you guys for the next video. Peace.